Hey guys, welcome back to Words at War at the movies. My name is Jorge Guerra,
I'm Sergio Guerra.
and today, this week we're going to be reviewing The Heat. So The Heat is coming about, it's a buddy cop comedy pretty much with Sandra Bullock and Melissa McCarthy. Melissa McCarthy's kind of pretty big right now. She's a funny lady, so definitely it's a fun ride. But yes, it's a buddy comedy, two cops that kind of have to work together and they become friends throughout the story. So my take on it, honestly, I enjoyed it. It was the story was kind of bleh. You've heard it 1,000 times over, but the thing that kind of breathes a little life into it is Melissa McCarthy's performance. I thought she really did really good. As far as her style of comedy, I think Sandra Bullock did a really good job of playing the straight cop pretty much. So I think they really played off of each other pretty well. I wouldn't say it's a movie that I'd be like, oh, you have to go watch this because it's hilarious, but it was a good time. It definitely it's definitely more than you see in the trailers. And like I said, you've heard the story before, but it's very manageable because you believe their friendship and the situations that they put in or they create themselves are pretty funny. What did you think?
Yeah, I think as far as the story goes, the cop buddy comedy thing has been overdone, but not much more than anything else. I mean, they start off kind of like two separate, one's a cop in Boston, one's an FBI agent in New York, and the FBI agent, which is Sandra Bullock, is trying to find like this big, fish, I guess, in Boston to get a promotion. So she gets down there and she meets up with Melissa McCarthy, who has, she's kind of like the lion, I guess, of her precinct, and she doesn't like her intruding into her territory. So, just watching their performances against each other was really cool. I'm not used to seeing like Sandra Bullock kind of take the back seat because most of her movies, she's very funny, and so it is actually kind of weird for me to see like her being mostly like the straight person, like the straight man sort of, in the comedy duo. But it worked out pretty good, and actually as the movie progresses or towards the end of the movie, she kind of gets right back into like the kind of Sandra Bullock stuff you usually see, which is pretty cool, So I definitely thought Melissa McCarthy like hit it out of the park. She's hilarious. She's very funny. Like I said, Sandra Bullock's performance was really good. There was a lot of other, actual characters in the movie. So again, even though the story's been kind of retold, you don't ever really feel like you know exactly what's going to happen. And I thought that kept it kind of fresh, as far as the story goes. So to me, it was a pretty good, enjoyable movie. Plus, it's very funny, and this is one of those kind of movies that you can like take almost anybody in the family can see. I mean, there's a lot of cussing, but but almost anybody in the family can watch it. Like it's not horribly bad to where like if a teenager or somebody a little younger watches it, it's not going to scar them for life or anything. So.
Yeah, for me, honestly, the things that stood up for me, like good and bad, again, Melissa McCarthy, I thought she did really well. But it's definitely, if you enjoy her type of comedy, I think it's one of those things, kind of like, Will Ferrell, all these people who can kind of play those kind of, I would put them in the same, same kind of comedy, but I'm saying they each have their own kind of individual stylistic kind of comedy, I guess.
Their brand of...
Yeah, their brand of... Yeah, exactly. So if you like her kind of comedy, you'll definitely enjoy it. I actually thought it was pretty predictable. I mean, for me, that's what kind of kept me back from enjoying it as much as I kind of wanted to. Because you're sitting there, you're having a good time, but just the fact that it's so rehashed, well, for me, maybe, that's what held me back on it.
Well, for me, the good things that I noticed, I thought the opposite of you, because it's not that I'm not saying that it was totally unpredictable, as far as the story goes, but I really thought that the way that they built the story, kept you entertained, kept you interested in what's going to happen next. And, I think there's a couple of places in there that there's no way you could tell me that you knew that was going to happen, because I don't want to say anything because, in case there are spoilers or anything like that. But, if even if you did, I don't think the general public would know. You know, maybe like somebody might get it, but there's enough stuff in there with the comedy that I think keeps it like as a fresh movie. You know, and like I said, it's funny. It's not funny all the time. It's not just throwing out laughs every single you know, like other second. But it makes up for that by the fact that the story actually makes sense. You know, there's an actual story here to watch. There's actual character development. There's actual, you know, there's a goal, you know, to the movie, and so it's not just, even though, you know, some of the comedy is very stupid. I like stupid comedies. It's not just stupid comedy. It's actually something that again, I think any age can watch it and enjoy it.
So what would you rate it if you were to rate it?
I rate this a 7.5 because, like I said, I think almost anybody can see this, you know, and so it's not going to be limited to just a particular type of person or a particular group of people. You know, young people to old people probably will watch this. They'll all laugh at different points of it, and it's entertaining to watch the story unfold.
Okay, I'm gonna go with 7, just because I necessarily wouldn't watch it again. You know, it's I agree it's fun comedy, but I won't be picking it up. I mean, I don't think it's gonna. It doesn't need to be in my library. And again, like I said, I mean, it's there's other comedies that have come out right now recently that I would definitely go watch again, and this one didn't. When I left the theater, I didn't want to like talk about it, and I didn't want to I didn't know I wanted to pick it up. You know, so yeah, I'd go with 7.
All right. Well, that's it, I guess, for this review. So let us know what you think, if you saw the movie, what you thought about the movie, and yeah, subscribe and like us if you do. Anything else?
No, that's it. You guys have a great weekend at the movies.
Yeah. Have fun.
Bye.